Listen to Lindsey Graham, senator from South Carolina, when it comes to the environment.
Yeah, when it comes to, climate change being real, people in my party are all over the board. There was several resolutions.
Well, where are you?
I did the trifecta. I said that it's real, that man is contributing to it in a substantial way. But the problem is Al Gore's turned this thing into a religion. Climate change is not a religious problem for me. It is an economic, it is an environmental problem. So I think the Republican Party has to do some soul searching. Before we can be bipartisan, we got to figure out where we are as a party. What is the environmental platform of the Republican Party? I don't know either. So I'd like to come up with one. I'd like to have a debate within the party. Can you say that climate change is a scientifically sound phenomenon, but can you reject the idea you have to destroy the economy to solve the problem is sort of where I'll be taking this debate.
That comment made at the Council on Foreign Relations. To unpack all of that, we go to Dr. Reese Halter, distinguished conservation biologist and author. You can find out more at his website, drreese.com. Doctor, good to have you with us.
Hey, Ed, good morning.
Unpack what Lindsey Graham just said. What do you make of it? I mean, you don't hear too many Republicans talk like that, but he's willing to get in the arena. Houston, we have a problem.
Excellent, Ed. What can I say after we've been banging pots, whistles, baseball bats, and anything we can get our ash into? I think that this is great news. And by the way, it's not a moment too late. Here's what we're looking at. Here's what I'm dealing with here on the West Coast. There's a couple thousand sea lion pups from San Diego to the top of the state, Arcata and beyond, that are washing up, emaciated, starving to death. The ocean currents are vastly changing. That means that their food source, fish, is not appearing in a regular spot. These creatures are showing us that the unintended consequences of climate disruption. Now, maybe you're on the East Coast, maybe you don't like sea lions, maybe you think, what the hey. Here's the real nub of the matter. East Antarctica, the biggest ice sheet to date, we believe, was maybe melting, maybe not. I got news for you. My colleagues in Australia last week released a stunning paper. 180 miles by 180 miles. That's what 300 gigatons of ice would look like that's melting each year from East Antarctica, the Totten Glacier. Left to its own devices, Ed, that alone is enough to raise the sea level 11 feet. Now, if that doesn't disturb you, you say, that's in the southern hemisphere, whoop-de-doo. The news yesterday out of Europe was that our Gulf Stream, the Gulf Stream is an amazing underground current of water equal to all the rivers and their flow in one shot. That's carrying the heat from the equator in the northern hemisphere way up north as far as Lapland. And by the way, that's why Great Britain and Finland, Norway, Sweden, etc. That's why people can live there, because otherwise it really would be uninhabitable, because as you go farther north, obviously it would be cold. This warm water current that's sustaining life as we know it on our eastern seaboard, I might add, is now for the first time being shown to slow down.
That's interesting.
Climate disruption is very real.
Ted Cruz says we have changed from going from global warming to climate change, and because we don't call global warming anymore, there really isn't anything going on. I mean, that's what you're dealing with.
Oh yeah, these people, they want to pick words. What we can say is this: we're experiencing unequivocally wild weather. Wild weather, Ed, means higher highs, lower lows. In the Southwest, it means drought. And it's not just a 1 or 2 or 3 year drought. Cornell University and my colleagues at NASA have shown that we're in the midst of 10, 20, 30, 40, and possibly 50-year cycles of intense drought in the Southwest. I might add there's about 45 million people that this is going to affect. Oh, did I say also in California that we account for 45 billion in commerce, in agriculture? We are the leader in the State of the Union. 50% of everything that's on your dinner plate grown in America is from California. This is very, very serious, and it's getting tiring that puppets of big oil are towing some line for these people that have no remorse in the destruction of our earth.
All right. Always great to hear from Dr. Reese Halter. You can find out more at his website, Dr. Reese, Reese, REESE.com. Thanks, Reese. Appreciate your time, buddy. This